Jim, did you know that in some cultures, eating lentils on New Year's Day is a sign of prosperity and good luck?
I did not know that. But I do know some other things about lentils. So,
Tell me.
Well, so first of all, lentils are in the legume family with beans, and actually peanuts a legume. One of the world's oldest crops. There's evidence it's been cultivated for over 10,000 years. It's originally from the Near East and the Mediterranean area. And actually the word lentil comes from the Latin word for lens, because if you look at a lentil, it almost looks like the lens of an eye.
So why should we be eating these things?
Well, lentils have a huge number of health benefits. They're very high in protein. They've been shown to help promote heart health, lower cholesterol. They're high in magnesium and folic acid, which are good for our hearts. It helps with our gut health. The fiber can help with constipation and help feed a healthy gut microbiome, downstream. One of the more interesting aspects of lentils is it can help control blood sugar levels and appetite, partly mediated through what's called the second meal effect. So when we eat lentils, our blood sugars don't rise quickly. And even more importantly, a few hours later, we're not as hungry for that second meal. And when we do eat, our blood sugars stay kind of down. And there's a lot of theories probably related to the fiber and then resistant starch that's in the lentils.
Cool.
Also very high in antioxidants. And it's been shown to reduce the risk of cancer, particularly GI cancer, stomach cancer, esophageal cancer, colon cancer. But a recent study showed that women who ate 2 servings per week of lentils had a 25% reduced risk of breast cancer compared to women who only ate lentils once a month or less.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And eating lentils twice a week is super easy to do.
Oh, exactly. No, that's exactly
right. The serving is really not that big.
That's exactly right. So I have a question for you. We've got a lot of different kind of lentils here on the table. How do we use these from a culinary standpoint?
There are so many things you can do with lentils. Now let's start down here with the brown lentils. They hold their shape relatively well. They're pretty firm, and they're really great for a wide range of dishes, like anywhere between soups all the way down to salads. Then we have the green lentils, and they're actually slightly firmer than these brown little guys, and they have a peppery flavor, which I really like. They too are ideal for salads and soups. Then we have the French green lentils, and they're grown in France, so they have a peppery flavor and a firm texture. And you might have heard of Le Puy lentils. They originate from the French region, it's hard to say, of Le Puy, and they also have a very peppery taste and a firm texture. They tend to be a little bit more expensive, and they're considered gourmet, and they're often used in some French cooking. Then you have these red, or actually yellow lentils as well, and they're split and they cook more quickly. They tend to break down while cooking, and they are perfect for thickening soups and stews and making kind of those yummy Indian dals that we both really like. And then finally, these are the black or beluga lentils. They have a rich and earthy flavor, and they hold their shape very, very well. They too are excellent for salads and side dishes. And they're called beluga lentils because they resemble beluga caviar. And speaking of caviar, I think that maybe that's the dish that we'll make today.
So let me get this right. You're going to turn these into caviar?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
Let's get cooking. Are you excited for some caviar today?
I am. I can't wait to see how this goes.
Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, to a blender, I am going to add in some red wine vinegar, tamari. Now you can use Bragg's amino acids, coconut aminos, soy sauce, whatever you'd like. And we have some ginger here that I will mince on the microplane. Now remember, if you buy too much ginger, if you buy more than you need, you can always just pop that in the freezer, and it will keep for a long, long time. Oh, this is going to be so good. All right, now this here is just one sheet, or a sheet and a half actually, that I've shredded up. It's just nori. So like if you go to your grocery store and you go into the international aisle, if you feel like making sushi, this is going to be your sushi wrap. So we're doing that for that sea, that flavor of the sea, right? Because we want to have caviar. So we're going to blend all of this up. Okay. Then we're going to add this to our cooked beluga lentils. And then I'm also going to add in the minced shallot. Stir that up. And I'm sorry to tell you that it's going to be an hour before we can eat this.
All right.
I know it really does look good, right?
That does look good.
But give me an hour and then we can put it together.
All right. So we got to go in the refrigerator,
Yes.
right? All right.
Okay, you've been waiting long enough.
I know.
And so patient.
I know.
Okay, let's do this. Now first we're going to take, I've toasted up a baguette, and we're going to put a little bit of creme on here.
What's in that?
This is, the base is cashews and a little bit of silken tofu. We have some red wine vinegar in there. And the recipe's down in the show notes. Oh.
Right.
And now we're going to top this with our beluga caviar.
Wow. You know, that looks like, it really does look like caviar, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I hope that you think that it tastes like it too.
Well, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. My God. That's crazy.
And you've had plenty of caviar in your day.
Yeah, back in the day before I stopped eating caviar.
Right. So that was, I mean,
This is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, the texture, obviously the flavor. I say obviously, but you know, the flavor.
And who knew?
I know, really, who knew? Yeah, no kidding. So if you decide to make this too, we hope that you do. Tag us on social media. We'd love to see how you come up with yours. See you next time.
If you enjoyed this episode, we would love for you to join our community by becoming a member.
And that includes monthly interactive cooking classes, access to our full library of past classes, which is the video and all of the recipes, and a monthly support call.
And once a quarter, I join for an Ask the Doc session. So become a member today.